March 1st, 2025. The engines of a C-17 Globemaster III roared to life as an all-female U.S. Air Force crew prepared for takeoff. The order was sudden, the mission urgent, and the destination straight into the Middle East. This was no routine mission. Every second mattered. The pilots worked quickly in the cockpit, while the crew chief on board checked every system under pressure. What followed was a powerful takeoff and a mission that showed how women are stepping into some of the Air Force's toughest and most critical roles. This aircraft can carry tanks, troops, or supplies across continents. But today, its mission was different and time was short.
Shortly after we take off here, the sun will be rising. Alright, this will just be an update brief to yesterday. We will be on spots 12 and 26, right?
Yep, like she said, whether, out of here is...
Female crew stepped forward, ready to fly. For many, this was history in motion. The crew chief walked the aircraft, checking every system. She was the safeguard, the last eye before takeoff.
Your second is at 45, and then we'll be ready for ground shortly after that.
Nothing could be missed, not when minutes mattered and seconds were precious. The pilot strapped in, calm, but focused. Throttles pushed forward and the engines thundered. The C-17 is built for power, and it showed.
80 knots.
At 164 feet long, it lifted off with surprising grace. The ground disappeared as the aircraft descended.
125.17. 125.17. Autopilot. Sorry. Autopilot.
Its powerful engines carried it higher and higher. Inside, silence. Only the steady voice of the crew chief. The pilots checked instruments, steady under pressure. This was no routine flight. This was an emergency. The Middle East awaited. Every second of the climb carried weight.
Yeah. Affirmative. Ooh, we got loose throttles. Yeah, at one point I was like, oops. Gosh. auto throttles with split access. And
The C-17 is the backbone of U.S. airlift power. It can refuel midair, fly through storms, and land almost anywhere. The crew knew they were flying into CENTCOM's area of responsibility. That meant possible combat zones, tense skies, and long hours. For these women, the mission came first. Each one had trained for this moment, day after day. The crew chief kept scanning, making sure the aircraft stayed in perfect position. She was more than support. She was survival. Communication was short, sharp, and clear. Teamwork was their strongest weapon. This was a story of urgency, but also of change.
Again, I'm not Alright, ladies. Let's leave.
Female pilots once faced barriers. Today, they lead missions. The C-17 carried not just cargo, but progress. These women proved that war knows no gender. Every mile flown echoed a louder truth. Readiness has no limits. This was more than just a flight. It was a message. The U.S. Air Force trusted them with one of its most powerful aircraft.
The wide-ranging combat capabilities of the U.S. Air Force and the combat air power of Nellis Air Force Base. If you have any further questions about Air Force combat air power, please stop by the static displays of our aircraft and meet with members of your United States Air Force. And in the recovery now from our left, the two F-16 Fighting Falcons and the two F-35 Lightning.
And they didn't hesitate. Duty was heavy, but courage was stronger. As the C-17 cut across the skies, the mission had already made history. From a sudden call to a sky of unknowns, this all-female C-17 crew showed real courage. Their emergency flight to the Middle East was about skill, teamwork, and trust under fire. Quiet missions like this prove that history is written by those who answer when duty calls. Want more powerful stories like this? Subscribe for more. There's more ahead.